This is TradeFlow News, bringing you relevant news and insights from around the world. TradeFlow News, enabling trade for SMEs and economies worldwide.
These are some of the key topics that we will be looking into in today's program.
First, let's take a look at the overnight headlines which are impacting the commodity markets.
OPEC Plus producers are not considering delaying a series of monthly oil supply increases that is scheduled to begin in April, Russian Deputy Prime Minister Alexander Novak said on Monday, Russia's RIA state news agency reported. Bloomberg News reported on Monday, citing delegates, that OPEC Plus was examining whether to postpone the supply increases, despite calls from U.S. President Donald Trump to lower oil prices. 3 OPEC Plus delegates told Reuters that so far there had been no discussion on delaying the increase. One of them said the oil market may be able to absorb extra supply from April as a result of tougher sanctions and higher Chinese demand, although it was too early to make that call.
Brent crude oil prices advanced on Tuesday, adding to gains in the previous session after a drone attack on an oil pipeline pumping station in Russia reduced flows from Kazakhstan, but gains were capped on the prospects of supply rising soon. Brent crude futures gained 15 cents, or 0.2%, to $75.37 per barrel at 0454 GMT. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude futures were up 67 cents from Friday's close at $71.41 a barrel. There was no settlement for WTI on Monday due to the U.S. President's Day holiday.
Moving on to the top news in the energy sector.
Indonesia's parliament on Tuesday passed a bill to revise the country's mining law, aimed at boosting development of domestic mineral processing industries and regulating mining access for small businesses and religious groups. The amendment seeks to encourage participations of smaller-scale firms in mining sectors and to ensure ore supply security for mineral processing industries, as resource-rich Indonesia seeks to further develop its domestic metals sector. Indonesia is a major coal exporter and has rich deposits of tin, copper and bauxite, among other metals. It is the world's largest source of nickel.
Marine fuel sales at the United Arab Emirates Fujairah, a key bunker hub in the Middle East, extended gains for a second straight month in January but edged lower versus the same month last year, latest data showed. Volumes, excluding lubricants, totaled 628,663 cubic meters, about 622,700 metric tons, for January, based on Fujairah Oil Industry Zone data published by industry information service provider S&P Global Commodity Insights. The bunker volumes were up 3.7% from December, but down 6.8% compared to the same month last year. The climb was led by strong sales of 380 CST high-sulfur marine fuel at the port, which climbed 15.9% from December to about 185,000 cubic meters. Next, we have the top news in iron ore futures traded in a tight range on Tuesday, as investors weighed recovery in shipments from major supplier Australia against expectations of more stimulus from top consumer China, which could boost demand. The most traded May iron ore contract on China's Dalian Commodity Exchange climbed 0.75% to 804 yuan, $110.59, a metric ton as of 0241 GMT. However, the benchmark March iron ore on the Singapore Exchange eased 0.38% to $105.30 a ton as of 0234 GMT, pressured by a stronger U.S. dollar, making greenback-priced commodities more expensive for holders of other currencies.
Gold prices extended their gains on Tuesday, as uncertainty over U.S. President Donald Trump's tariff plans continued to dominate market sentiment, driving safe haven demand amid fears of a potential global trade war. Spot gold was up 0.6% at $2,914.75 an ounce, as of 0537 GMT. U.S. gold futures gained 0.9% to $2,927.90. We've seemingly got pretty significant central bank buying, and that we've also got these potential shortages in Europe on the basis that there seems to be a rush to get gold in the US, to avoid possible tariffs, Capital.com's financial market analyst Kyle Rodder said.
We will now look at the top news in the agricultural sector.
Russian wheat export prices continued to rise for a fourth consecutive week amid declining shipments as an export quota entered into force, analysts said. Dmitry Ryalko, head of the IKAR consultancy, said the price of Russian wheat with 12.5% protein for free on board (FOB) delivery in March was up $2 from the previous week to $247 FOB per metric ton. Prices have risen primarily due to a sharp reduction in wheat supply, he said. The Sovcom consultancy estimated prices for Russian wheat with the same protein content and delivery terms at between $242 and $246 per ton, compared with $241 to $245 the previous week.
That is all for today's news on commodity markets. Stay tuned to TradeFlow News as we continue to provide you with more updates. We also invite you to follow us on Twitter at TradeFlow News, which allows you to watch our program on your mobile device or desktop to receive information from there.